Welcome to another video. Tá míle fáilte romhaibh. Back to the fly tying today. I've been tying flies a long time. I first started tying flies when I was about 10 years old, I'd say. And that's not today nor yesterday. Now there's been an awful lot of advancements in fly tying in between times. And probably the greatest advancement in fly tying has been the advent of the internet, which essentially shows you how to tie virtually any kind of fly. All the techniques are available to learn on there. So outside of the materials, which again there's been huge advancements in, probably the internet is the biggest advancement in fly tying. People like me who've been tying flies a long time can show you how to tie what has been successful. Now, what I have gleaned throughout the years is that you can spend a lot of time, say, tying an individual fly, and you can go to all kinds of elaborations and use all kinds of rare materials and all the rest of it, and yet I have found, this is my own personal experience, that the simplest flies work best. The vast majority of the flies that I tie can be whipped up in 3 or 4 minutes, maximum 5-6 minutes. So they're very simple creations, and yet they work really well. And I fish for very difficult to catch wild brown trout. Very challenging for the most part. And these flies have served me well for many years. And today I'm going to tie again a very simple dry fly that I would contend will work any place there are trout. I've caught trout with this fly in Ireland, in England, in Chile, in South America, and it's easy to tie, very simple. All there is in it is 2 materials. That's it. And people are amazed when I recommend these flies to them. They think for some reason that the more time that's spent on tying a fly and the more elaborations that are involved, that the more effective the fly will be. Not always the case. I would contend that it's never the case. The simplest of flies will catch you fish. Your presentation of the fly is probably more important than the fly itself. That's the information that I have gleaned through many years of tying flies and fly fishing. So with that much said, I'm going to tie you. You can name it whatever you like. In fact, let's have a little guess. I'd like you to guess or invent a name for this little fly. So I'd appreciate it. Jump into the comment section and invent a name for this little fly, and use it, more importantly, because this fly will catch you trout any place. Now the hook I'm using here is a light curved hook. I don't know what brand it is. They came in a bag of 1,000 that I bought someplace. I can't remember where I bought them, but they're just a very nice light curved hook. This is a size 16. You can tie this fly in any number of sizes, but 16 is a great all-round size. Will work any day of the season. So start off black tying thread nano silk, 30 denier, which is 18.0. It's very fine. So just start off and build a base for the fly. You go right down around the bend. Okay, next thing. This is dubbing that I make myself. I just mix materials together until I get a nice olive colour, but you'll notice there's very sparkly, and it's got a lot of glint and sparkle in it, which I think is very important. So now what I'm going to do is just going to dub on a very thin rope of that dubbing for the body. The overall impression of this fly is very slim and delicate, much like a real insect. So, touching turns. Up around but keeping back about a third of the way along the hook shank from the eye. So you leave plenty of room just here at this point. Next thing, and this is critical, this is a grizzle hackle, a genetic grizzle hackle. It has to be a good quality hackle to tie this fly. So, tie that in. And now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns and tie it off. Now, depending on the genetic hackle you're using, you may need to use less or more turns. So I've used 5 in the case of this particular feather. You don't want it to be too bushy. Like I said, the fly needs to look slim and delicate and not bulky. Now again, another daubing here, which is a very, very dark olive. Now black will also do you. It's just to create a little bit of contrast between the body and the front of the fly. So again, I'm going to do a little slim rope of this very, very dark olive. Again, it has the sparkle in it. Now, and you create a sort of the shoulders and head of the fly, if you like, with this dark dyeing. Now, I don't actually have a name for this fly, so if you'd like to come up with a name for it, lovely little dry fly that works anywhere. So jump into the comment section and invent a name for it. So that's it, folks. It doesn't get much easier than that, does it really? For anybody, you just trim the bottom of it and you have one brilliant little dry fly that works anywhere. The body dips just below the surface, and the hackle, you sometimes, depending on what river or lake you're fishing, put a little bit of floating on the hackle here and it will keep it up, and the body just under the surface, and it seems to be irresistible to the trout. So if trout are taking a dry fly and you're not sure what to tie on, try one of these. I almost guarantee, although there's never guarantees with fishing, but as near as I can give to a guarantee, your trout will take that fly. That's how confident I am in that fly. I use it all the time in all kinds of conditions, and it works in 90% of the time, unless they're taking something like Canis, which I'll get into in another video at some point. But be sure to have a few of these in your box if you're a fly tyer, and if you're not, maybe you can contact me and I'll be able to supply you with some. So that's it today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button and share it around to your friends. And go dí an céadúr eile, bígí Cormac agus slán go fóill.